She faced insults, utter humiliation, and was practically ejected from the upscale Jade boutique simply for appearing too ordinary to purchase anything there. The employees ridiculed her, the store manager ordered her to depart, and a cluster of wealthy elites chuckled right at her. But suddenly, the glass entrance swung open, and her husband entered. Not an ordinary guy, but the billionaire proprietor of the whole Jade empire, moving with authority and fury blazing in his gaze. A youthful lady possessing a gentle countenance and subtle elegance descended from the crowded escalator into Manhattan's premier luxury mall, a dazzling hub featuring high-end designer shops, marble flooring, and shoppers who usually navigated the halls clutching black credit cards. Her name was Na. She donned a basic pale blue top, somewhat worn denim pants, and shoes that had endured better times. Had she not radiated such innate glow, the majority of passers-by would have ignored her completely. Nevertheless, Na had arrived with a clear goal. Grandpa Gray's 70th birthday loomed near, and she aimed to select a heartfelt gift. He had nurtured her as a parent would, instilling values of compassion and modesty, always emphasizing that genuine intent outweighed ostentatious displays. Now embraced that philosophy entirely, and it guided her to an exclusive jade and precious stone shop said to offer the finest assortment in the city. She entered Jade Pavilion, breathing in the subtle aroma of burning incense that filled the space. The boutique sparkled with crystal cases, every one packed with ornate jade figures, armbands, chains, and charms. Elegant script artwork and sparse ornaments lent an atmosphere of refinement. Immediately, Na sensed she didn't belong. Her clothing clashed with the opulent environment and the salespeople in their stiff uniforms with gold-trimmed badges. Even so, she told herself that Grandpa Gray adored jade. Any simple item would delight him as long as it stemmed from her affection. "Hello, how can I assist you?" The question came from a fellow in a snug waistcoat who hurried toward her, flashing a somewhat condescending grin. His badge identified him as Carl Morgan, store manager. Na blinked and responded with as much courtesy as she could muster. "I'm searching for a jade armband, perhaps one shaped like prayer beads if available. My grandpa's birthday is soon." She attempted to sound casual and warm, yet she detected his eyes scanning her attire, his brows lifting in faint skepticism. "Prayer beads made from jade, you mean?" Carl remarked, clasping his hands as though pondering deeply. Yes, naturally we carry items like that." He gestured for her to follow. "Keenly come this direction." Na trailed him beyond lines of showcases shining beneath intense illumination. She glimpsed detailed Buddha figures, jade charms formed as lotus blooms, and complex engravings that surely demanded enormous sums. They halted by a crystal enclosure close to the boutique's middle. Carl drew out a key bundle, rummaging dramatically until he found the correct one. With a grand gesture, he opened the case and removed 3 distinct jade prayer bead sets. "These are fresh arrivals," Carl announced with a smile, "shipped from abroad not long ago. Extremely premium. The artistry is outstanding, ideal for a special event. Notice the jade's clarity and those gentle shade shifts." He recited an array of fancy attributes, phrases such as imperial grade and ice jade, concepts now didn't entirely grasp. Then he revealed the shocker. They're merely $100,000 or $200,000 each. Now's gut lurched. $100,000 or $200,000. She repeated in shock, her face flushing. She'd realized Jade Pavilion was costly, but not to that extent. Carl tasked in mock sympathy. "I understand. Perhaps a more budget-friendly option. Let's check another display." He cautiously replaced the prayer beads, secured the case, his friendly attitude cooled slightly. He guided her to a section along the shop's edge, opening a separate crystal enclosure. These use jade that's a touch less flawless, still appealing naturally. Typically price them between $70,000 and $80,000, but I can offer a unique deal, say $60,000 if you choose now. 60,000 remained far beyond Na's means. Grandpa Gray had provided her funds over time, but she'd spent most on daily costs and household aid. Spending 60,000 on a present was out of the question. She inhaled deeply, striving to stay collected. I'm afraid that's still too much for me. Do you carry anything perhaps below 15,000? At that, Carl's expression iced over, as if she'd insulted him gravely. His mouth corners jerked, and any remaining politeness vanished. Below 15,000. He echoed sharply. Well, we stock a handful of basic items, but they're scarcely fitting for a major birthday celebration. Wouldn't you agree? If it's for your grandpa's 70th, you wouldn't wish to shame him, right? Na's chest tightened. I don't view genuine feeling as shameful. She replied gently, more to comfort herself than debate him. I have only a limited amount to spend. Carl emitted a chuckle that resembled a jeer. I get it. Well, you understand your budget better than I. The display you want is this way. He directed her to a distant nook, where the illumination was fainter and the goods clearly less striking. A couple of jade armbands missing the rich shine of pricier ones, some charms with imperfect hues. Still, Na found them lovely in their simplicity. She bent to inspect a bead set etched into tiny lotus forms, echoing Grandpa Gray's preferences. As Na studied the armband, Carl sighed slowly, foot tapping, then with a brusque nod, he walked away, dropping all facade of politeness. I have additional customers to serve, he tossed back. You may look at these if you truly plan to purchase, inform a staff member. His tone oozed disdain. Anyhow, if nothing suits, perhaps try a simpler shop. Nye acted as if she missed his dig, concentrating on the jade beads. 15,000 equaled nearly all her savings, but for Grandpa Gray, she'd manage. She traced the lotus etchings with her fingers, valuing the workmanship. While she pondered there, a sharp cackle pierced the boutique's refined quiet. Ha! Certain folks truly overrate their status, don't they? They enter, spout about heartfelt whatever, then can't buy even the tiniest item. The speaker was a woman, her words dripping mockery that straightened Na's back. She looked up to spot a stunning lady with bleached blonde locks, styled in an elegant bun. Her card likely bore a posh name. Na knew her from elite circles, Iris Lane. Iris sported a form-fitting couture gown that accentuated her shape, and beside her was another familiar face from countless magazine pages, Diana White. Diana, a performer with an impeccable public persona, allegedly linked to vast wealth. Na had never conversed with her, but had passed her at a few industry gatherings. Following them were three more ladies in costly attire, with meticulously arranged hair, likely budding stars or fame. Seekers aiming to ingratiate with Diana. The bunch fixed on Na with open scorn, like predators sensing weakness. Na retreated a step, wishing they'd ignore her if she stayed apart, but luck evaded her. Iris strode over, arms folded, gaze sweeping from Na's worn shoes to her generic bag. A derisive smirk curled her mouth. Well, if it isn't Na. Strange spotting you here. Did you misnavigate en route to the second-hand shop? One of the others snickered behind her palm. Perhaps she's begging for handouts. Those outfits scream she can't handle authentic goods. Na's face heated, but she compelled calmness. I'm merely browsing. My grandpa's birthday nears, and I seek something significant. Iris shivered theatrically. Oh, how touching. Certain your grandfather desires a bargain bauble. In this shop, bargain still means expensive. You know, maybe hit the bargain bazaar downtown. You'd fit better there. Diana White lingered back, quiet but with a haughty chin tilt. Na knew that posed Dallas Diana expected to dominate any space, with staff fumbling to satisfy her. And that's what unfolded. Carl, the manager, resurfaced the second he noticed Diana and Iris. He dashed over, dipping his head like a palisade. Miss White. Miss Lane, what an honor. How may I aid you today? Our top inventory is yours. Fresh elite jade shipments arrived. I'd adore displaying them. Carl's attitude shift was nearly humorous. He'd dismissed Na as a pest, now oozing oily flattery. Na prepared for the usual. They'd fawn over Diana, unveil premium Jade, and sideline her entirely. Sure enough, it did. Carl signaled two staffers sharply. "You, fetch the latest from storage. The finest. Quick." He commanded another to bring elite tea on a platter. Carl faced Diana grandly. "Miss White, kindly relax in our VIP area. Allow me to present our supreme selections personally." Diana accepted a fresh jade armband from a worker, raised it to the glow, and nodded coolly. "Not terrible," she whispered, "but perhaps too basic." Yet Iris chuckled, gesturing at the detailed patterns. "Basic, you could mirror in it." "Certainly not for commoners." A lady behind them, likely a hopeful starlet, added, "It screams elegance, unlike those fake jade bits someone else might grab." Anna endeavored to tune them out, eyeing the humble jade beads she held. She noticed staff peeking at her with sympathy or mirth, as if awaiting her to admit defeat as a non-buyer and exit. Regardless, Na remained. She resolved to acquire Grandpa Gray's gift here, as Jade Pavilion boasted superior artistry for lasting heirlooms. But the taunts escalated. Iris detached from Diana, approaching now once more. "Nah," she cooed, falsely sweet. "If paying's tough, we could collect donations for you. I'm positive Miss White has spare change." The clique tittered, reveling in cruelty. Na breathed out. "No thanks," she stated evenly. "I can cover a basic armband." Carl, catching it, rolled his eyes exaggeratedly. He approached, arms crossed. "If eyeing that bargain bin, decide fast. We're set to clear those soon. We've chosen to drop low-end stock." He waited for Na to slink off humiliated. "They'll be boxed tomorrow. Maybe locate a shop matching your means. Your employer might dislike you expelling patrons." Na shot back, sharper now. She reminded herself anger wouldn't aid, yet she felt trapped. Carl huffed. "Our owner, rest assured, if he spotted you lingering, he'd boot you himself. We serve VPs, those with style." Iris burst into laughter. "Exactly! Jade Pavilion belongs to the King Corporation. Near royalty here. Not for just anyone." Na's hold clenched on the jade beads, but she stayed courteous. She placed them on the counter, throat clearing. "Actually, may I view this closer, sir?" "The etching is lotus, correct?" she asked a young female staffer lingering awkwardly behind Carl. Her tag said Ella. Ella neared, eyeing Carl anxiously before answering. "Yes, lotus etching, quite delicate. The tag is 15,000, but we might discount if." Carl snapped his head, scowling at Ella. "You can do what?" "I said no discounts." She shrank, but he'd pivoted to Na, hostility barely veiled. "No more delays. Want it or not. If unaffordable, exit. You're hindering staff from actual buyers." As if scripted, workers clustered around Diana White, offering gleaming jade trays. Diana glanced at Na, mouth curling in light contempt. "Na knew that expression. I'm significant, you're irrelevant." Iris and crew snickered. "Come on, ditch the poser. She can sift discards while we view true gems." Na's tolerance thinned. She set the bead armband down, withdrew her wallet, methodically counting bills plus card. "I'll purchase this for 15,000, she declared, disregarding Carl's derisive snort. She had precisely enough in checking, plus any minor reduction. But she anticipated Carl inventing barriers to thwart or shame her more. Carl sneered. "Cash and card." "Card won't decline. Guess your max is a few hundred, or borrowed." One of Iris's pals giggled. "Maybe stolen." "Ooh, intriguing." Na's face burned, ready to snap, when the unforeseen occurred. An elderly gentleman in a sharp suit entered, accompanied by two junior aides. His groomed hair and shiny leather footwear signaled command, yet he avoided flashy draws. He surveyed the shop sharply, holding at Na, then Carl. His face tightened. Carl appeared puzzled momentarily, as if familiar but unsure why. He gave a wary grin. "Good day, sir. Here for Miss White. She's there." The elder dismissed him, heading directly to Na. "Madam," he said evenly and courteously, "I saw you nearing a buy. May I help? Ella, the shy worker, blinked shocked. She murmured to Carl, "Isn't that Mr. Mason from headquarters?" Carl's face paled. "No way." Then he peered and confirmed it indeed Mr. Mason, exec in King Corporation's luxury arm, directly linked to Jade Pavilion owners. Carl straightened instantly, all arrogance gone. Na, unaware of his identity, saw only a poised senior treating her kinder than anyone that day. "Yes, I planned to get this armband, but the manager claimed they avoid my price level," she said neutrally, though irritation bubbled. Mr. Mason faced Carl, brows knitting. "Is that true?" he asked, tone hinting caution. Carl gulped, head shaking fast. No, we do, but I worried she'd dislike low-end. Our repute hinges on superiority, so I proposed better fits." Mr. Mason's lip corner twitched. "Perhaps revulsion. That's your idea of service." Badgering her away. From my view, it seemed harassment of a paying guest. Carl's face reddened. "I misread. That's it. I'd never reject a valid customer." Meanwhile, Iris and ladies hovered centrally, uncertain. Diana White raised a brow, clearly annoyed by Mr. Mason's interference. She interjected crisply, "Manager, if free, another item here." Carl whirled, juggling Diana's favor and Mr. Mason's stare. "Yes, Miss White," immediately. He barked at a staffer to tend her, but the vibe had flipped. Onlookers gawked at Mr. Mason, grasping his superior rank. Mr. Mason eyed now warmly. "We offer many in your range. I'll manage personally. If you want that, or another, gladly." Nanai hesitated, looking at the armband. She truly admired it. Fine," she murmured. "I don't wish to intrude. Surely bigger clients." "You're as vital as any entrant," Mr. Mason stated firmly. "Carl, process this now. No games." The Carl nodded jerkily, moving to the till. Na handed her card, pulse racing. She trusted her funds but dreaded fresh shame. Indeed, Carl dragged the process, typing sluggishly, but finally the slip emerged. Na sighed relieved, grabbing the bag with armband. She'd succeeded, Grandpa Gray's present secured. But ere she departed, another jeer rang, Iris again. "Wow, snagged cheap Jade. Bravo, now vanish. Real spenders need service." Na shunned escalation, avoiding the mocking crew. She whispered, "I'm done, so leaving." Halfway to exit, the door rattled outward. In came a tall, wide-shouldered man with silent force that seized the room's focus instantly. Two burly guards flanked him, earpieces subtle. He donned a custom charcoal suit, shirt unbuttoned at top, radiating natural dominance that sucked the boutique's oxygen. Na's heart skipped. If you enjoyed the tale, go on and tap that like. Drop a comment with your reactions, pass it to someone who needs it, and kindly subscribe for more gripping stories that'll hold you captivated. Catch you soon!